A crew is defined by its code, the moral compass that guides behavior, the blueprint for success, the roadmap to one goal. Code is simple. The ones and zeros are like the makes and misses, and the rights and wrongs. It all defines the crew. Our code is centered around a relentless pursuit to win and to disrupt outsiders' expectations, to challenge predictions, rankings, and what they think a contender should look like. After all, it's the Brooklyn way, our Brooklyn DNA. Reimagined, remixed, redefined. This is the Brooklyn Code. A crew is defined by its code.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is NetsGC Live. Actually, the first ever edition, first ever stream. It's basically the pilot. My name is One Chris. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I help out with NetsGC operations, help out with anything draft related, NetsGC related, and then also on the social and content side of things. We are so thrilled to be able to unveil this project. It's something that we've been wanting to do for quite some time. You know, obviously, if you've been paying attention, you've seen Wizards District Gaming do it already. And we wanted to kind of take what they were doing and put our own NetsGC spin on it, almost kind of like a watch party that you'd see, you know, Scump do for Optic Gaming if you pay attention to the Call of Duty League, and then, you know, turn it into our own little clubhouse. And we'll be doing this throughout the entirety of the 2023 NBA 2K League season. It's only going to get bigger and bigger as we progress throughout the year. Tonight, unfortunately, you're going to just have to deal with me. It's a watch party of one. We'll have Kurt appear post-game or post-match. You know, hopefully one of the players will hop on afterwards. We'll be able to kind of dissect what they were able to do, what they struggled with, what they had to overcome. But yeah, we're thinking like special guest appearances from current players, past players, and I think something happened with the stream there, and it looks like they recovered. Guys, in the chat, let me know if you can kind of hear the commentary of the main broadcast a little bit. I don't want it to be too overpowering, but I do also want it as background noise. So let me know if you guys can hear. I want to try and find that sweet spot in terms of audio. And then when we aren't on main broadcast, we'll be tuning into... Ideally, we kind of wanted to look at the Command Center game, but I think we'll probably hop into the NetsGC Discord and grab the video from there. So you can't hear the audio? You can't hear the commentary? Let's see. What if I turn it up? Let me know if you guys can hear that. Not at all? Okay, all good. Like I said, just the pilot, but the audio is definitely something we want to include, especially the commentary, just to kind of get that better watch party kind of vibe and atmosphere. So we'll take a look at that. I appreciate you guys troubleshooting with me. Everyone in the chat, you know, Ray, you're always in there. Lady Streets, of course, with us from day one. Banana Anna, Queen, he got game. What's up, my man? Extremely low and barely. How are you referring to my audio levels? Chat, how are my audio levels? Chat, how are my audio levels? Oh, you can hear me? Okay. The guys should be starting up any second now. I'm actually going to take a quick peek to see if they are in there. Let's see here. I'm going to stop. Let's see here. We're going to stop sharing just for a quick second, chat, and just take a quick peek at what the guys are doing. They're about to head into the lobby, actually. So we're going to just take a quick little break. I'm going to hop into the Discord, and anytime they switch onto the main broadcast, we'll go straight there. I'll tune in and out to kind of react with you guys and watch with you guys, but we appreciate you guys for hopping into the first ever NetsGC Live. We'll be back in just a moment. Hey, what's up, chat? Again, bear with us. We're still kind of sorting out the audio issues. This is the pilot of NetsGC Live, Mavs Gaming, NetsGC, first round of the Slam Open winners bracket. They're calling it the upper bracket on broadcast and the lower bracket. But if you're familiar with the double elimination format, you know it's winners and losers. So basically, you got two opportunities, two cracks at it. You get eliminated, it's not over. Just kind of looking over the bracket, basically, for those who don't know, if you win two consecutive rounds in this winners bracket, you automatically qualify for in-person play because it's top 12 that get in, and it'll be the top 8 teams in the upper bracket and the top 4 teams in the lower bracket that qualify for in-person play. So with there being only 32 teams, all you got to do is win 2 rounds. So for us, this would be, 6, fortunately getting past Dallas here. We're off to a great start, 12-7. And then with Wizards DG beating Glowskitos earlier in the evening, we'll have to, take out a very tough out in Wizards DG next round. In the worst case scenario, guys, as Greens kind of throws it up there to Steez. See, I got to do a good job of not getting too locked in with these. And that's why it's going to be super beneficial in future watch parties to have more than just me on stream, so that when I do get lost in the moment, I don't just go into awkward silences. But chat, if we lose tonight, and hopefully we don't, but if we lose tonight, we basically have to win 3 consecutive rounds, 3 straight rounds to advance to in-person play in DC next week. I'm a big scenario guy. Kurt knows this. The only other scenario is if we win this round and then lose to Washington next round, then we have to win 2 consecutive rounds in the lower bracket. I know that's a lot that I just threw at you, but that is the overall roadmap for us to follow. That's a good fade. We got lucky there on that miss. But I mean, we'll take that 16-11. I think here, you guys have seen enough of 3v3 here. It was mentioned earlier in the broadcast. I think teams are finding out how to protect these larger leads, especially when you go up 2 possessions. You just want to take care of the ball, take your 2s when they're there. And I don't want to say, I don't want to say teams get checked at this point, but at 18-11, a lot of the times teams are kind of looking towards the next game here. We'll give that up. Got a chance to end it here. But again, with greens with badge, that opens up so much for us. But we take the 2 if it's there, if they give it to us. There you go, game point. Oh, I didn't even notice it was Kenny at the PG spot, Jarcity at lock, and follow at the 4. That's definitely the lineup that they started the Slam tournament with the first few games in week 1, but they moved away from that lineup for a majority of the Slam Open. They had... Oh, I thought that was it. That was a crazy block. Oh, 2K blessing us here. They knew it should have ended there. Streets for the win. There we go. 14 points from Streets in game 1. Best of 5 series, so first up to 3. That was a great start. You always want to throw that first punch, kind of put the opposing team on its heels. Was it 14 points, chat, for Streets? I just kind of want to look through his game log here. What's his season high right now? He dropped 10 not too long ago. That was his season high. He dropped 10 against the Lakers Gaming in our last matchup of group play. We won 23-15. He dropped 10 points. So for him to kind of drop 14 there, hopefully I didn't read it wrong, but for him to drop 14, yeah, he's definitely hooping. Lady Streets, I know you're pumped about that. That's huge. Oh, it looks like they have us on main broadcast. I wish you guys could. I wish there was a way for me to figure out how to get the broadcast audio on here. Greens versus the world. That's a crazy headline. Yeah, I think no matter what, we're going to have someone post-game, whether it's one of the players, Kurt, and we'll get a chance to kind of ask them questions, not just me, but a big part of what we're trying to do here at NetsGC Live is that the crew is not just the players, it's not just the coach, it's everybody in the chat. So we'll ask the we'll ask the players and Kurt any questions post game press conference style. Here we go. Here we go, chat. What's up? What's up, JGF? We gotta get you that. We gotta get you merch. I know that. I know you've been kind of going through it. All right, game 2. Again, you guys have seen enough of 3v3 best of 5. You try to get that second win if you're up 1-0. Try to throw that knockout punch early. That's tough. This is kind of what we wanted to avoid, going down 4-0. Here we go. Odd man break. That's a good read. Streets got to knock that down. Tough. Streets, that's a huge pluck. Stops are kind of wild, though, this year. Just like last year in threes. I like that move, Greens. That's huge. I appreciate you, Ray. You've been a huge supporter of us. Unfortunately, we don't really have any giveaways for this one. This was kind of we kind of pivoted to this like an impromptu stream for tonight. A lot of it was put together last minute, but ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to this. But yeah, a lot of it was put together last minute, but definitely moving forward, tons of giveaways. We're talking not just digital merch, but actual NetsGC merch, which I know you guys have been clamoring for, asking for. You're in our NetsGC social DMs. I definitely see it. And Brooklyn Nets tickets we're going to be giving away, and a lot of it is going to be giveaways exclusive to the stream, like exclusively held and given away during NetsGC Live, and followers of our live stream, not just on Twitch, but on YouTube, because we're streaming there simultaneously, as well as Facebook. So, nothing tonight, unfortunately, but please definitely moving forward, stay locked with us. Greens, that's crazy. I love it. I love it. But yeah, stay locked in with us moving forward. We're going to make it worth your while, both on the court and off the court. I also don't want to talk too much to the point where you guys mute me and you just guys watch the game, because we don't have the commentary. Sean's got to hit that. Don't, fight through that. Down 5. See if I turn this all the way up. I put the broadcast commentary with Harris, Dirk, JT, Veli. That's a huge 3. That at least gives us a fighting chance here. But I put the broadcast team on full volume. Let me know, chat, if you can hear them. If not, I definitely got to work on something once we get off air. Get up there. Yes, that's great. Oh, that's gross. I mean, he greened it, so you can't be too mad at it. That's a game swinging. Okay, I thought they hit that. Hit this, Sean. He's getting so confident with the shot. There's the pluck, Greens. I reset. Let's take our time here. Let's look for something good. Let's get away with, like, we just want to come away with something here. I don't know about that, Greens. You can't hear them trash. That's unfortunate. Let them shoot. It is what it is. They're trying to hunt for the three, but I don't know if Dallas is going to give it to us. Now we need 2 stops to win. So I mean, we put ourselves in this position though, Rich. This is good so far. Well, you got let Steve's do his thing. Was that 13 for Greens, 5 of 6, 11 and 4 for Kenny Zeus. So, uh, like, I know I've kind of spoken with some of the guys on this, and I think everyone is on board when we say as long as we get 2 to 3 stops a game, that should be enough to win the game. Like if we're shooting our normal percentages, we're accounting for the one random turnover that might haunt us, that we have no really kind of minimal control over. 2 to 3 stops should give us a chance, and we got the 2 to 3 stops in that game. I think one early. It took a crazy green from up top there, green swing out of the corner and helping on that. That's tough, right? I thought we played well. We fell behind 4-0 early. Um, it's tough. Good comeback game from Mavs Gaming there. You know, it's funny because this is our first stream. I've completely forgotten about posting game updates on Twitter. That's why there's nothing on Twitter right now. There's nothing on Instagram. Probably gonna have to get to that. There are no highlights, but we'll figure something out. Again, pilot stream. You guys are rocking with us. A very historic moment for NetsGC. You guys are here for the first one. We'll always remember this. We're going to head over to a break ourselves, but then as soon as game 3 starts, probably off the main broadcast, we'll loop it back in. So keep it locked with us. Oh crap! I was muted that whole time. That's crazy. That's good. I was honestly tweaking during that, so I'm actually glad I'm muted. I was muted. I should be good now. I was basically saying that typically, like once you enter game 3 and it's tied, I get so anxious about it because usually whoever takes that third game in a 1-1 series, I don't have the official stat for this, but usually in a 1-1 series, whoever takes that third game typically does take the series. A lot of it is because if you take that first game and your opponent takes the second game, for whatever reason, maybe you take your foot off the pedal in game 2, or maybe the opponent does something on there and they adjust. That's a great move, Greens. You got to knock this down. That's huge. They'll make an adjustment, or maybe we take our foot off the pedal and we drop that second game. But usually the guys will pick up the intensity, make an adjustment on their end, whether it's something build wise or something they see on the court, and they'll take game 3. Usually the better team will take game 3 in a 1-1 series. And then on the other side of the table, if your opponent wins game 2 to tie it, and then they reel off a second straight win in game 3, that means something has gone wrong terribly and they've figured you out. So you usually only see that, if your opponent takes game 2 and 3, that's when you start to see the common reverse sweep scenario. So a very long-winded way of me saying game 3 gives me so much anxiety. But we're up 1 possession, so that's good. 2K Twins said something earlier. I'm gonna actually try and find it in the chat. You think there's a better method to separate 5s and 3s so the other 2 players aren't stuck doing nothing for 3 months? That's honestly, that's something like we've kind of thought about, and I'm sure every other team in league has kind of thought about. I'm sorry, chat. I just felt so uneasy about that. Like the shot clock was winding down. Nothing looked like it was opening up. I'm going to try my best to answer this question. It's tricky because, like, there are some teams that benefit from having, like, a deeper roster. Who are some teams that have used all 5 players so far? Magic Gaming. I don't know if they benefited from it because they've gone off to a slow start, but I think teams who have flooded their rosters with players with 3s experience or understand the game of 3s. That's good defense. Steve's got to hold on there. See, Kenny doesn't want to shoot that. I've been so impressed with Green's defense this series. Let's see if he can. That's tough. I'm telling you, Greens is locking up on defense. You guys see it. But our shots are not falling. And so Harris brought up something on the broadcast earlier where there's like this shot variance, and in a best of 5 series, when your shooting abandons you and like a cold shooting slump will kind of rear its ugly head, and you just kind of hope that it doesn't tip momentum in a series. But sometimes it really just kind of hits you, and when it hits you hard, and it looks like we're kind of going through that right now. It's really just about weathering the storm, trying to get stops to make up for your misses. I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to get to your question, 2K Twins, until after this game. I'll just be super real with you. We would definitely love to have you on both y'all during one of our watch parties. That's a good dot. Offensive rebounds, man. I mean, they're big in any basketball game, but sometimes it's just too much to overcome in a game up to 21. That's an open. Let's just take the points. Nope. Oh, that's good. Follow's playing really well. There it is. Chat, it's that shooting slump. 15-13. I wish I was watching this with like somebody else on stream, because this is usually when I get. It's a good badge pop. Need it. That's big. There it is. But we need the board. 2K just is not messing with us right now. That's tough. You definitely not for this. Okay. I respect it. We're playing good defense. Didn't get the animation that we were kind of looking for. We're just going to hold on for dear life here. Get a stop somehow. Some way. We had no choice but to play aggressive there. That's tough. That's a tough one to drop. We're down 2-1 now. Backs against the wall. I'll admit, not really a position that I expected for us to kind of be in at this point, especially starting off so strong in game one. The missed shots, right, is kind of coming back to haunt us or make things a little bit difficult for us, or more difficult than it needs to. But we've got a little bit of an uphill climb. We're going to try and take this one game at a time. Exactly. Lady Streets, we got this. Positive vibes around here. Kings World, what's up? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Just to kind of really quickly address 2K Twins question. Like, there are some teams that have kind of gone through their roster and have played like all 5 players. So Magic Gaming is an example of that. T-Wolves Gaming. And it gives them time to kind of try and find the right combination. I know Mavs Gaming have played I think they've used all 5 as well. So it's tough because Connor and Glenn, they want to play. They don't want to sit around and wait. I think in the perfect world, and this is my opinion, and not really representative of like anyone else on NetsGC or in the 2K League, but I think it'd be so cool to have like a separate 5s team and a separate 3s team with a little bit of crossover, because Green's one of the best guards in the world, and he's deadly in 5s and 3s, and he has that 3s background, right? So, you don't want to restrict players from playing in both modes, but I think there's something really cool about opening up more spots in the league. There are so many people that are 50-50 picks in the drafts and they miss out. So, having that separate 5s and 3s roster would be pretty cool down the road if that's something that's possible. But let's lock in on game 4. We're crossing our fingers in that it is not the final game. I'm going to go back to the main broadcast. I know you guys can't hear it, but I'm going to throw it in there. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, it's NetsGC Live. Kenny Zeus, first shot, that's big. You want to get that first stop when you're starting 3s on defense. It's a good start. Good start. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, this is NetsGC Live, the first ever live stream. Is that a stop? Please give us... Yes, there it is. That's 2 stops now. We just got to convert, though. I like that. I like that out of the Streets. And, early on, Streets' point totals and shot attempts were so low in week 1. I don't know if you guys noticed. And then at some point... not at some point, after we lost 2 in a row, that one night in week 2 of Slam Group play, the guys were in a crazy film session. And Kurt was telling me, it was one of the most intense ones he's ever been in. And they just added a few different wrinkles. That's more dramatic than it needed to be. They just added a few different wrinkles into what they were trying to do on threes and what they wanted to accomplish. And while this is not like 100% sure, because I was not there during the film session, you can kind of see a major bump in straight shot attempts and point totals since then. There's just a little bit more movement on with their offensive sets and actions. That's tough. That's a huge offensive rebound. We will take that too. 9-2. Guys are locked in. I love how aggressive Sean is right now. And man, those offensive rebounds, like, not the most glamorous thing to do, but series saving plays. Steez knows he can. He gave up the 2 points, but I know he loves being in those situations up top, having to guard the guard on an island with a big. I hate that. That's tough. Let's just not give up threes on this fast break. I'll take that. 2K Twins. Yeah. I kind of answered it. It took me a while. I really couldn't focus on it while we were giving up game 3 there. And I might be a little bit distracted here during game 4. But basically, a summary of it was there are some teams that kind of take advantage of being able to utilize their whole roster, and they're on opposite sides of the spectrum, right? Like you have someone like Matt. Take that. Oh, okay. That's great. That's good for the confidence even. Like, so for example, there are teams like Magic Gaming, absolutely struggling. I think they were knocked down in the lower bracket earlier this evening. They've used all 5 players. But then you look to the other side of the like equation, and you have someone like like T-Wolves Gaming, who maybe they're not like at the top of the standings, but they're a really good team. They're a really competitive team, and they've cycled through all 5 players, right? Mavs Gaming have also done something similar. Connor and Glenn, even though they haven't officially taken the court here and made their debut in 2023, that's a good. You got to hit this. Oh, man, he's been automatic. Yeah, Connor and Glenn, even though they haven't played yet this year, they want to be on the court, right? And so they've been super engaged. They've been super supportive. And so I think ideally, and again, this is my opinion and not necessarily that of anyone. Okay. Honestly, we live with that. Not necessarily the opinion of anyone on NetsGC representing NetsGC or the 2K League, but I would like to see totally separate rosters, 3s and 5s. That's tough. Separate roster, 3s and 5s. There's also obviously a caveat though, because there are some players that want to play both modes, right? Like, so what do you do with them? So Greens, for example, it comes from like. This is tough. Yeah, so there are players like Greens who are totally justified in playing both modes, and they're passionate about both modes. They want to play both modes. But I think there is always something really cool about trying to expand the player pool, right? There's so many 50-50 picks in the draft. Let's take this 17-12. Where if you have separate rosters, more people are getting the league, more people are getting an opportunity to kind of live out their dream. So that's really cool. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to kind of find a solution. But for me personally, I think having separate rosters would be ideal. But I don't know. Man, not sure if I was breathing during that entire possession. Just give that. Let's just close it out, guys. You got to think the Mavs are going to be playing extra aggressive on these lanes. Oh. Whew. Okay. That's great. We're forcing a game 5. Job's not done. Winner take all. Not really the position we wanted to be in. You see there, we were just talking about Connor showing his support. Yeah, definitely not the position we wanted to be in, but I mean, we'll take it. An opportunity to advance to the next round. That possession where I was not breathing, where Steez hit that 3, like you're up 3 points, but if you miss that shot for whatever reason, suddenly you give Mavs Gaming like an opportunity to tie, draw within 1. Momentum's kind of reeling. That was a big shot by Steez. Yeah, I'm stressed out too. This was like one of the reasons why I was unsure about doing this like on my own for the pilot, was because when I watch and I'm putting up like social posts, like it is not a pretty sight. Like I am super locked in. I'm cursing, I'm yelling. Like my desk is like taking a beating sometimes. So and a game 5 and a best of 5 is not what I was thinking might happen here for our first live stream, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in and getting to experience this with me so that we can kind of share our stressful moments together. I appreciate you guys. For anyone who wasn't here during the beginning, because this is the pilot of NetsGC Live and something we really kind of just put together earlier today, we're very excited to let you know this is something that is going to be a constant presence with NetsGC content throughout the entirety of the 2023 NBA 2K League season, both for 3s and 5s. We're going to have pregame shows, pregame interviews with the players. Kurt will also have a postgame show, postgame interviews, and then more importantly, right, what you guys want to hear is we will have giveaways throughout the season as well. So that ranges it from anything from digital merch to actual merch, and you know, potentially an NBA 2K24 giveaway. Net for sure, Brooklyn Nets tickets, right? And it's all going to be giveaways that are exclusive to followers of our Twitch channel and subscribers to our YouTube channel. And then, of course, if you're watching this on Facebook. So this stream is being simultaneously cast across multiple platforms. If you guys haven't already, follow NetsGC on your favorite platforms, whether that's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Game 5 it is. Let me see. Let's check the Discord real quick. Guys are just loading in now, so the game should be starting shortly. Same lineups. Kenny Zeus, Jersey, follow at power forward. Your usual trio for NetsGC. Green, Street, Steez. What was funny was this lineup that Mavs Gaming is using wasn't really their lineup for a majority of, or at least the second half of the Slam Open group play. They had Reezy come in and play guard, who they have at lock. They had Glow, and then they actually moved Kenny to forward, right? And so I think maybe that final game against Hornets of NMGT and group play for them really was just like, okay, let's just move back to our original lineup. And I mean, you took Kenny Zeus 3rd overall in last year's draft. You know, he's high lottery point guard. You want to see what you got with him. And then, of course, this is Dave Fry, the Dave Fry, former 2K League champion, 2-time champ, former finals MVP, making his bracket play tournament debut. Let's lock in though. Live look-in at the NetsGC Gaming Studio presented by LIU. All right, this is it. This is it. You know, Dayfra has his guys locked in. You know, Kurt has his crew locked in. These opening possessions, man, they're going to be huge. I think first team to get out to a 2-possession lead, 4 points or more, probably the favorite to win. Let's do this. We're the higher seed, so we start with the ball. Or we start with the ball in game 5 here. No, don't jump. That's tough. Oh, that was a 2. I thought that was a 3, chat. We got lucky there. Okay, let's take it. That's unfortunate. Need it. I can't believe it. That's so tough. All right, Chad, this is a huge moment in the series. 6-2, down 2 possessions. 21. It's going to be an uphill climb from here. We can't afford to give up any threes. We might need to sell out for a stop, but it's a little bit too early for that. Yeah. That's fine. We can kind of afford to do that maybe 1 or 2 more times. I mean, you have that. I don't think I could be wrong. I don't think the guys are going to sell out just yet. They're going to just play it straight up, play it honest. Oh, okay. I thought Streets had it there. Don't jump. There it is. We need the board, though. Oh, I am done. There it is. I like this. I like this. Shot clock violation. That's huge. That's crazy. That was amazing defense by the guys. We need to get points somehow. Oh God, that's out of bounds. That's tough. I think they're gonna try to take the 2. That's good defense. That's good defense. Wait a rotate. Green's got us. Green's gotta make something happen here. There it is. Chat. We're up 1. Oh, I'm way too anxious for this. Chad, if we get another stop here, I know Green's going to come through and just explode out of nowhere for points. We'll take that. I mean, we were down, what, 6-2? Maybe even more? I'll gladly take being in this position, just down 1 halfway through the game. That's tough. That's tough. Greens, make something happen here. Get that, Greens. Oh. You have it. I can't believe we got the crab there. Out of bounds. Chat, what is happening? No. You had that. Reset back to Greens. Reset. Oh. You know what, Streets? I like that out of you. $14-12. First to 21. First to 21, win by 2. Wins, advances. That is a crazy shot. Guys, why are we splits? Why are we double box? That's huge. 16-12. If they don't leave from this double box soon, I might just eject for us. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm tweak out. They might go back to it. I have it on the big screen up in the room here. If they go back to it, I'll switch. But you guys can't even hear the main broadcast anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Take them off. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean, we all much love to the NBA 2K League, but this stream dedicated NetsGC. We watch every single possession, single frame. Down 2. That's a great move. What did I say, chat? Greens, despite the shooting troubles, he was going to make big plays down the stretch. His defense is coming up big. We're up 19-14. It's not over yet, especially when you have Day Fry. Even though he's not playing, he's on the other team. He's coaching this squad up. Just give the 2s. We have 2 cracks at this. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's take our time here. No. Ice it. Let's go. NetsGC takes game 5. Kurt always has sometimes he'll call me right after games and he'll go, yeah, that series, just, made me go gray a little bit. And I know this is one of those series matchups where he went gray a little bit. 3-2, game 5. We take it. We actually fell down 2 possessions in this game and somehow, some way, find a way to close it out. We advance to the second round of the upper bracket of the Slam Open, the first 3v3 tournament of the season. We'll be playing Wizards DG on Thursday. Wow. Craziness. Did not expect it to play out that way. You guys saw firsthand the shooting struggles that we had to overcome. I think in the past, those shooting struggles may be too much of a hill to climb, maybe too much of an obstacle to overcome. But these guys stayed locked in, didn't get checked, trusted each other down the stretch, made enough stops to basically counteract those shooting slumps so that when the ball started to finally go through the net, we were able to kind of string a few straight good possessions. So we advanced 3-2. Again, double elimination, first time in league history. And so what that means is you basically have 2 lives, right? You get eliminated. Doesn't mean the end of your tournament run. You go to lower bracket, but you want to prolong that for as long as possible. Because if you can make it to the finals without going to the lower bracket, the opposing team basically has to beat you in 2 best-of-5 matchups, which is such an advantage. So ideal. All right, so what we're going to do, exactly, back against the wall, came out swinging, amazing stuff. I love the resolve that the guys showed here, especially going down early in game 5. Like, I know I started getting checked. Like, I started slumping in my chair, but those guys stayed locked in, and much respect to them. So impressed with how they closed it out. Again, regardless of them being the 23rd seed and us being the 10th seed, it's difficult to put away a team in a best-of-5 when the money's on the line, right? Especially with the vets that are on that team, both on the actual roster and on the coaching staff, with Dave Fry being a two-time champ, former finals MVP. And for those who have been with NetGC for like the last couple of years, whenever we lock in with Wizards DG, right, when Deanie, Awkward, those boys, and Dave Fry, they are just so good at game planning for a series or for multiple matchups against a single opponent. And it was never going to be easy, right? And very ironic and very fitting that we get to play Wizards DG in the next round. So here's what's going to happen. The stream's not over. We're going to go to a quick break. But then afterwards, we're going to have someone from NetsGC, whether it's Kurt, one of the players, hop on stream with me. We'll kind of break down what we saw, ask them a couple questions. You guys in the chat will be able to kind of ask them questions as well, press conference style. And then we'll break it all down before we wrap up the evening. All right, this is NetGC Live. Keep it locked in, and we will see you soon. All right, what's up, everyone? Thank you for waiting. Welcome back to NetsGC Live. You guys just saw a crazy matchup, which resulted in a 3-2 win, a victory the hard way for Nets Gaming Crew. We advanced to the second round of the Slam Open bracket play. With me, I have none other than NetsGC Power Forward Steez. Man, so how are you feeling? Like, what was that about? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. Let me. There you go. Yo, I got you.
Oh, you muted me? I was gonna say I knew it wasn't on my end, Christian. That's
I
on you,
got.
brother.
Yeah.
It was interesting series. I love when we come out in game one and we really turn up and we do what we're supposed to do and we play just classic NSGC basketball. It gets a little tougher once you start shooting yourself in the foot with missed shots and just missed opportunities. But I was really proud of this team for persevering and coming back with some of those late game wins in the series and bringing it to a game 5, which is all you can ask for out of your squad, especially when you're not playing your best. So to see that our squad is not at its full potential and we're ending up winning series against some tough teams, that's a good sign because I'm excited for the future.
No, 100%. And I like that. Like and by we, I mean like the watch party of one. So just me, but us and me in the chat, we were just kind of touching on the fact that like maybe in like last year, maybe this is not a series that we win. Right.
Yeah.
We don't overcome those shooting struggles, which reared its crazy ugly head throughout a majority of this series. But you guys were able to overcome that. Like, I don't know, just kind of talk about. I'll play. I think what I'll do is I'll have game 5 kind of running here in the background.
Okay.
And if you see anything that you kind of want to touch on, feel free. And chat, if you have any questions for Steez, feel free to drop those questions and we'll make sure he gets to it. Nate, I appreciate you stopping by the stream. But yeah, like, I mean, what are you down 2-1? Let's start there.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about in between games, off camera? Like, it's an uphill climb from there, right?
So I'm telling our squad, like at 2-1 or down 1-2, keep fighting. I keep trying to get Ty going. I know he's one of the best guards in the world, and so when you could keep that positivity going and let him know that like we still got your back, we're going to get you stops. We just need you to be aggressive and just be who you are. Be that point guard that we drafted at number 2 and go crazy. And you could see once we brought to that game 5, he started having some really big moments. Him and I talked after the game. He had a really big shot that'll probably come up when it's around I think it's like 9-12 because he ties it up 12-12. But it's moments like that where you see like this is what we drafted. This is what we're excited for here in Brooklyn. But yeah, no, being down 1-2 is scary at first because not for the fact that I don't believe in us. I know we can bring it back, but when momentum starts to swing in 2K, it's tough, man. And it seemed like it was swinging their way right here. We're playing on central server, so it felt a little weird to shoot sometimes because I was shooting pretty good all series until that shot. But I was happy for my team to pick me up, and eventually we get another stop. And that's what's fun about this squad is that we're all trying to help each other out, and your brothers have your back. And so we needed to stop because I missed a big shot, and we ended up getting it, and then we started rolling. But good series.
Before we get to the question that Nate just left in the chat, like here we get so that contested layup. I'm glad that falls. But what are you guys like? What's the room like? What's the vibe like? Down 6-2 to start game 5.
Oh God, it feels like your balls go to your freaking throat. I'm gonna be real. It's scary because it's hard to get a stop in this in 3v3. There's so much court, there's so much space. So you got to just find a way, and somebody's got to get gritty and make a play. And eventually we do make these plays, but it could easily, like if the Mavs play to perfection, sometimes you can't. Sometimes like better offense is going to trump better, like good defense. And you got to just hope that you're on the right side of it. And it just seemed in game 5, we got on the right side of some big plays, but it gets scary, down 6-2, someone's got to make a play. And this is what the money rounds are for. So I keep telling them, someone's gonna make a play. We're going to get a stop. Here it comes. And like every possession, even if they get a bucket, the very next possession, we're like next play mentality, let's get a stop right here. And eventually it came.
Yeah, I mean, like down even 8-4, and then I think like you guys are trying to play it straight up for as long as possible. Like it's kind of a little bit of a sell it there, but I think this is a miss. But we don't get the board. There were so many of those animations, so many of those sequences today. He got game, giving you a shout out. Steve.
Oh, Big Mike, congrats today, buddy. I was happy for you.
Yeah, combo PM. The rookie worked out the kinks out, and
this is the stop right here. Look at this shot clock violation.
Yes.
So this right here, this is what like gets you going a little bit because you just got to stop. Like I said, getting a stop in this is hard. And so to come up with a stop right here in an 8-6 game, still close, one possession. This is what right here after this stop is like where we're like, okay, Ty, we're talking to Greens, we're like, go get a bucket. Like you and me on the same page because for some reason they wanted Kenny Zeus on me, which gives me a mismatch. And so we're like, we're going to attack this. We should have a free bucket every time. And so it was mostly about just Ty and I getting in sync. We actually don't get a bucket here, but
that was tough. Was that just a miscue on the cut, or like
he was supposed to throw it to, it was supposed to go to Streets. But if I didn't get pushed out of bounds, we would have had a wide open three. I was passing it right back to him. Eventually, we do get another stop here, and it's off of one of their missed shots, which is like going to happen. Sometimes, I hate to say it because it's not the best defense, but sometimes you bank on some missed shots. Like you're going to, like I said, if a team's playing perfect, it's hard to stop them. Eventually, Follow comes up with Badge, and he shoots a leaner and ends up missing. Here's a missed one, so we get it back, which is huge. Like I hopefully we end up scoring on this one. I can't remember all of Game 5, but I think, do I get dotted here? Do I get dotted here?
Yeah.
Oh, look at me! I'm a god.
And then you hit this.
Yep. So this turns us up.
I love that you bring that up because, and this is what this stream is all about. Like sometimes it's just about banking on those missed shots, but then what you do afterwards. Like, are you able to hit that corner three to make up for the missed shot in the corner last possession?
So that shot that I scored right there, we saw early in the game when one of us got a dunk. I said, Ty, they're starting to drop really late, so we might have an opportunity for a three. And he trusted it, and eventually later on, right there, like you saw, it ended up happening. He could have easily probably went up with a dunk, but he waited it out, and we ended up getting a three, and that's where we take the lead. And like I said, it's a big momentum-based game. So right there, now we got some momentum. And eventually, I know their miss comes up soon. I don't know when it is, but it's coming up. And that kind of like set it off where we knew, like, I think we're going to win this game now. Because when you miss with Badge and give us a free bucket on the other end, that's usually where you know, like, we just need to wrap this up, just play smart, and we're good to go.
Keep dropping your questions in the chat. So, Nate, like you hit the corner three a couple possessions ago. Nate goes, any comment on the switch back to the shooting big so I can fire back at the broadcast team?
We honestly, as a team, what's fun about us and what I really enjoy is that we know it's not the archetypes for us. I could play on an inside, I can play on an outside, I can play on a whatever, and I know we'll be okay. Greens is going to find a way to score. We're going to find a way to get stops. So I knew when we first came out on the inside, I was like, okay, we need to win this first series because I don't want to hear shit from these commentators saying like, oh, they shouldn't have an inside. Luckily, we won 2 series in a row with that inside, so I know it's possible. And you know, Christian, I've never been the type to complain about archetypes, nothing like that. That's that big shot that I was talking about right there. That was a huge one. But it's never going to be on our archetypes. It's our team. It's NetsGC versus NetsGC. Like, I'm never going to say a team's just better than us. If we lose, I want to say it's usually because we're punching ourselves in the face.
Yeah, that was a huge shot.
Yep, and there's the stop. And this is where we're like, okay, we got a huge bucket and a big stop. Momentum's all on our side right here. See, I don't even remember. Like I said, I don't know what kind of happened in all this. Oh, I feel like we get nothing here. Just the way this is looking.
Yeah.
Oh no, Sean gets a bucket.
Oh,
he finesses this. Yeah, this is good finesse. This is good finesse right here.
Kick it out.
Yeah, that's good finesse right there by Sean. I was happy for him. Oh shit! Hold on. I unplugged this. Am I back?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh,
wait.
Well, I hear you from there. But okay, keep going.
Is there an echo now? Yeah,
I'm good. I can hear you.
No, I hear a huge echo.
Okay. I think I plugged into the wrong one. Hold on. Wait. I'm going to get this right.
I got you.
Yes, I got it right. We're good.
All right. So we talked about Sean finessing that, and that actually is a good segue because Lady Streets, she asked,
Jenny,
what do you guys feel like you can work on to better yourself as a team?
Honestly, it just chemistry. It's getting better, and it's kind of like what I touched on before. We're not even at our peak yet, and we know we're one of the best teams in threes. So that's what I'm excited for most, is just continuing to get those reps, continuing to, like, we're not going to be perfect in every series. Like, I would love to sweep every single series for the rest of my life, but it's not going to happen. And so these games where we're going to Game 5, I'm even telling our team, like, right when we got to Game 5, like, we're built for these moments. We've been in plenty of Game 5s already, and the season just started. So I knew we'd come prepared, and we did. And that's why, like, you know, I'm not happy that I missed my first shot of Game 5, but it's like, it kind of shows what kind of team you have. And to see that we battled back and still found a way to win Game 5, it shows that you kind of have a special squad. So to answer your question, Jenny, I'm excited to just learn, you know what I mean? Just from each other, taking losses, wins. I don't think there's something where I'm like, wow, we absolutely suck at this. Like, I think there's times where we struggle, and there's times where we play like really good defense, really good offense. Sometimes we play terrible offense and terrible defense, but it's like, that's going to happen. And it just kind of, you got to just go off of like how much you guys are bouncing back. And I felt like we bounced back pretty well tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, you guys took the long road, and this is to ice the game here.
Yeah, I knew they were going to rotate to the corner once I pump faked, and it gave Greens a wide open shot. But that's my dog right there. He ended up, pulling through when I needed him to, and he did. It was a fun series. It shouldn't have been that sweaty. I mean, it's kind of bold. Maybe the Mavs wouldn't like this, but it should have been a 3-0 sweep. But that's just the type of confidence I have with NetsGC. I truly feel, like you said, last year maybe I wouldn't have been that confident, but with the squad we got, and getting blessed with the number 2 overall pick, I expect us to be very dominant this year.
Yeah, and there's a great comment in the chat. The chemistry is great. Just keep communicating, and you guys can see it on screen here. You guys are relieved but excited. What's Hoodie Ty saying right here, though? Do you remember?
Yeah, he's frustrated because he knows he should have had a way better game or way better series because, like I said, it's tough when. For those of you that don't know, we're not playing on East servers. So when you play a team in Dallas or a team in Texas, you're playing on Central servers. So you're playing where it's a little bit slower for us. You're a little bit delayed. So you got to think you're shooting all week, right, on this one East server or even on Central, because you don't know what you're going to play on. And all of a sudden, 5 minutes before the game, Kurt's like, hey, guys, we're playing on Central. And you're like, damn. So now you got to get quick shots up and you're kind of rushing a little bit. So Ty was a little upset that he was missing some shots because he knows that, these should be sweeps. And it would have been tough to go home tonight on a Game 5 loss knowing that, we deep down in our hearts are the better team and we should have easily won this. So winning the Game 5, it wasn't as pretty as we thought it should be, but getting it done is all that matters. And now we just got to look for the Wiz tomorrow.
Thursday, I think.
Is it Thursday? Okay, see, now I'm on different pages.
I actually don't even know.
You shouldn't tell me we play Thursday. What's happening?
I don't think it's I don't even know if the league announced it yet, to be honest. So
that might be saying shit sometimes, though, Chris. You know that.
All right, guys. Steez, I appreciate you stopping by post game. This was cool. I actually loved having you kind of break down some of that film and giving the chat some context behind some of those possessions. This is something we're going to be doing moving forward. We're going to have giveaways throughout the season, so appreciate it. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Jenny.
Big shots from Sean early in the series, super aggressive from outside.
Oh, he was missing. What are you talking about? He was pissing me off.
He dropped 14 points game 1.
Yeah, on maybe 14 shots. No, I mean he did good. He turned up and he got us the stops that we needed. But yeah, Christian, always fun talking to you. I miss you. Would love for you to be here in Brooklyn. Tell Anna I said what's up. Chat. Appreciate you guys coming through. If you guys have any questions, you guys could always DM me. But yeah, no, it was fun, and it's always nice talking to you, Christian, man.
All right, well, congrats again. Have a good night. Enjoy it. We'll go from there. Chat, we're gonna head to a quick break. May not have Kurt on after this, but I'll be back after the break. Steve, congrats again. NetsGC on top. 3-2.
When I first came to what is that one now? I'm bringing
He was using the central host. I could. Not bad.
line drive and hit the rim though. I wish my screen.
I was so happy.
I know.
I saw that
Chris,
thing come
come
up
on,
with
your
the line
mic
drive.
muted.
No,
Yes.
no. I
see.
seen no. When you the fade.
Oh, I'm unmuted now.
You know,
It's a little bit. It's picking up for the guys pretty heavy though.
Yeah.
I'm
seen
not
the thing.
sure
I
if we
look
can
right.
do anything to drown Streets, who is seemingly yelling now, and they guys are enjoying the post game.
All right. Hey, fellas, quiet down.
Wait, we'll get out of here.
Okay. No, yeah. There you go.
What's up, everyone? This is NetsGC Live. I muted myself for the second time tonight, but I'm glad it was during the beginning and here during the end. With me, I have none other than OG King Kurt, NetsGC General Manager and Head Coach. Does this feel a little bit like off the court with OG Kurt?
Oh, it definitely does. It's been a while since we've been back on camera together, so it's definitely a benefit, especially after some big win tonight. One step closer to the goal. Yeah, it's definitely familiar for us.
Yeah, he played good.
Yeah, and I was telling Steez, and we were stressing out in the chat throughout the series. Like, it was such a roller coaster, a convincing game 1 victory. I thought we were, if not on our way to a sweep, like a nice, comfy 3-1 win. But then when we dropped 2 games in a row, down 2-1, I asked Steez what the room was like. But what was the room like for you at that point, headed into game 4?
I'm over here stressing. Yeah, I mean, because I care about my guys. Like I said, it's never about me. I know the work that they put in. I know the mentality that they have. So my heart always go out to them. But really, it was solid. I mean, Glenn, not playing, but definitely vocal. Pepping the guys up. Shots, he's sitting over there silently worrying. But the 3 guys is playing Streets, Steez, and Greens. They just stay relentless. I felt like in the room we knew where we should have been at the end of the day. I mean, we turned the ball over more than we should have, and we missed more open shots than we should have. And we felt like if we got into a game 5. That would give us a chance to pull out the series. And even though we stumbled in between time in that game 5, man, that kid Greens is pretty good. Like, I mean, he came up with some timely plays. He listened to his veteran guys behind him. Steve's made some clutch plays. Streets, playing defense as usual. Not bad for an okay lock, as a lot of people like to say. But definitely just being in a room witnessing those guys fight through adversity and not giving up, it's something beautiful to see. And we know that we're not playing our best right now. That's the scarier part. I say this. The one thing I like about this group, they don't complain. They don't make any excuses. Whether it's lag spikes, whether it's servers, no matter what it is, they just keep competing and keep playing. And I love them to death.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, but yet it's such a rarity sometimes in this space and in the esports world, and so very fortunate and blessed to have a roster 1 through 5 that has that attitude and approach to it. So, just maybe 2 more questions before we sign off. The first being this 3v3 format. Right, it's the first time in league history that we've had double elimination. So basically, we were telling the chat, you have 2 lives, right? But you don't want to burn that first one too early. What are your thoughts on the league moving to a winners, or how they're upper and lower bracket? What are your thoughts on that, and how the entertainment factor that it brings?
Yeah, I think me personally, this is where my old school mentality kicks in. I mean, you can want it a lot of different ways, but at the end of the day, you got to compete and you got to win the game. So, I mean, no matter the format, if you win, then it's not a big deal, So I think for me, I like the fact that group play is important because you need the points for the playoffs. And the bracket play adds another element. Also, all 25 teams going into bracket play. Then you have the 8 community teams, the 7 community teams to make it rounded out to 32. I think that's definitely going to add some excitement. As you've seen today, you've seen some community teams prevail against the pro teams a lot earlier this year than last year. So I think we getting it right. But like I said, at the end of the day, you just got to go out and compete and win, and then you don't have to worry about how everything is set up. I like the fact that you still compete, get a chance to qualify to go live, and still be able to make some noise in possibly coming out of the losers bracket. So I like it, but like I said, I just want guys that care and that's going to compete no matter what the format is.
No, 100%. And I knew you were gonna answer that way, but I just had to toss it up to you. I'll save the talk about the next round for the pre-show of NetsGC Live. We take on Wizards District Gaming, round 2, Slam Open, winners bracket or upper bracket. Now, if we win that, we fully automatically qualify for in-person play in DC. So my last question for you then, let's tuck away Wizards DG for now, is just about this stream in general and your overall like vision for it and what you want to see out of it and how this is a pretty big historic moment for NetsGC. It's our, first live stream event. It's something we're going to be doing moving forward. It's something we're going to be growing each and every game. I see giveaways, guests and whatnot. But why is this such a big night for you personally, for someone who's been there from day one?
Yeah, definitely. You talk about like what a weekend we had. I mean, if we just rewind back for that, I mean, we had our first Brooklyn Nets and NetsGC collaboration on 2K Day activation that was on the concourse. My guys was down there. I was down there. Got a chance to interact with a lot of the youth and just people in general who love the game of 2K and basically building our brand awareness throughout Brooklyn in New York. We had Knicks Gaming come through. They, brought all their guys. We had some really good fun competing in just different scenarios in 3v3, just revving up for this week. Had a lot of influencers that came in and check out our league, check out the teams, and just getting a better understanding of the NBA 2K League. So, that kind of tipped off a historic week for us. And then leading into the day, live streaming our own games now. I want to give my hats off to you, Christian, because everybody in the chat, I mean, he's in Canada working remote and making a lot of things happen for NetsGC. And honestly, I don't know what I would do without him. So you being active and making sure that we got this off the ground day one. Definitely everybody. I appreciate everybody in the chat that stayed tuned in all night and even for the post-game show. It's just something that we're going to build on. Of course, you can plan on a lot of giveaways. We do plan on having some guests come on from time to time for, just live in-game commentary, just conversation and just overall just building a fanfare with NetsGC. So look for a lot of things to come from this. We'll be streaming. It streams on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Can't ask for anything better than that because I know you got one of the three if you don't have Twitch. So just hats off to everything that we're doing this year. I mean, I love these guys. They fun to be around, whether we playing a game or not. And I think it's really showing just how we battle and compete on the court. And even when you see us off the court and different activations that have to do with building a brand for NetsGC, I mean, really, me as a general manager is nothing more than I can ask, man. I'm just proud to be the guy among some really talented people who help make NetsGC what it is each and every day.
Couldn't have said it any better. And you guys see the bracket there. Round 2, we take on Wizards DG. Jen, I appreciate you. I hate when I have to kind of go back and forth with the main. Like, I get it. The command center is super cool, super dope. But I enjoy being able to kind of see it consistently from beginning to end. And then the games can be, like tonight, so stressful. So it's nice and comforting to be able to share that stress with other people who are just as invested into the team as I am. So it's like it's a communal thing. Like we can all kind of lean on each other. But no, great job, Kurt. Congrats again. Big 3-2 victory. You guys did it the more in an entertaining fashion. I'm sure you guys would have loved to kind of end it sooner, but a win is a win, right?
Oh, without a doubt. I'm telling you, Greens is I love his calm demeanor. I'm sure he puts a lot of unnecessary stress on himself because he wants to be the best. He wants to lead this team to the promised land. And without his composure tonight and everything like that, I don't think it happens. I mean, and obviously, I mean, Steeds and Streets, hey, they're gonna get you stops. Like we just got to put it in the bucket. I mean, and once we're doing that on all cylinders, I'm sure that we'll be where we want to be at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I love it, and the nights, at least for me, are always so much better after a win, right? You know this. Sometimes I just ghost Kurt after losses, and so this is good. We can still talk the rest of the night. Again, Kurt, I appreciate you for taking time out of your evening to do this quick post game chat. For those who are here from the opening minute to now the closing minute, thank you for being with us and sharing this historic moment with us here at NetsGC, the first of many NetsGC live streams to come. I want to say the next game is Thursday, but maybe I read the calendar wrong. I'll get you guys an update on that shortly. Big 3-2 win from NetsGC. We overcome a shooting slump to advance to round 2 of the Slam Open bracket. It's going to be an exciting week. On behalf of OG King Kurt, I am one-on-one Chris. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys again the next time we play.
A crew is defined by its code, the moral compass that guides behavior, the blueprint for success, the roadmap to one goal. Code is simple. The ones and zeros are like the makes and misses, and the rights and wrongs. It all defines the crew. Our code is centered around a relentless pursuit to win and to disrupt outsiders' expectations, to challenge predictions, rankings, and what they think a contender should look like. After all, it's the Brooklyn way, our Brooklyn DNA. Reimagined, remixed, redefined. This is the Brooklyn Code.
Hey guys, it's Steve from NetsGC. Today we've been invited to the Webull headquarters, so come on in, let's check it out. So we found out that Webull actually has a gaming facility, so you know that's where I'm gonna hang out all day. We found out who our first victim of the staff is. Let's go take them on. Is it ever too early to start investing?
Never. I don't think it is, right? Because your dollar today is a lot weaker, or a lot stronger than your dollar tomorrow, right? So you have to kind of beat inflation, and there's only really a few ways to do that, and that's through your investments. One thing is like Webull made a learning center, and that thing has literally helped so many people just understand the different nuances when they're investing, depending on the product that they want.
So when the day finally comes and you start having kids, how young are you gonna get them to start investing?
Oh, as soon as as soon as they start math, right? Like addition, subtraction, at least get your like finger kind of on it, right? Yeah. Because there's people that they want to invest, but they just don't know like
where to start.
Yeah, exactly, where to start, and sometimes they don't even have the risk tolerance for it. So like what I suggest is if you're gonna invest or start investing, there's also paper trading that like Webull actually offers. So you can make basically like a simulated portfolio and just kind of test out your strategy or what you think would be a good strategy, and you can see the results through there before you really start to invest and maybe risk your funds.
Yeah. Okay.